I think that's important to define success or failure as a criteria. The definition I came up with was, or what I think the purpose should be, is to create functional adults that have knowledge and skills that can be successful in most day-to-day scenarios. Because you think you have students from all walks of life and then people with all kinds of career aspirations and futures. So to skew it one way too far, you would be doing a disservice to the other group. So of course, like you can only reasonably expect an education to be average to encompass what most people are going to encounter, with the exception of like AP classes, dual enrollment and stuff like that, to where, I mean, there are plenty, especially in the higher levels as you advance through the upper part of middle school and then the high school. And I say in most cases, you are going to get that average education. So I think that should be a reasonable expectation, that most people should be able to take those skills that they learn through school and be able to apply them in day-to-day life.
And you're saying you feel like the education system does that?
I'm saying that's what the goal should be.
But you don't. But I'm saying, do you feel like they do
I
that?
think there's components that are missing. I don't want to, like, I know we're going to be critiquing the education system here, but I'm not going to act like I can design a better system, and I'm not going to tear down things that I feel that they do great. Like the argument about things that aren't needed, for example, like math. And I can use myself as a perfect example for that. I hated math all throughout school. I think that was the only class I may have ever gotten a C in. Everything else I was just A's and B's, especially science. I was straight A student just about. And the whole time throughout school, right up until May when I graduated high school, I thought I was gonna be a graphic design major. And so in that case, yeah, I may have never used math again. But then in May, I changed my mind to computer science, and as part of that, the curriculum requires you to take up to like Calc 3 in college. So I ended up taking more and more math, and that became it became a bigger part of my education than I perceived. So for me to say that, okay, I'm never going to use this, that's really arrogant of me to say that, because at a certain age, when you're that young, you really don't know what you want to do with the rest of your life. But there were some things that I identified that I would like to have seen implemented in the school systems on a larger scale, such as like home economics. Like my school, we didn't have that. We did have stuff like shop class, keyboarding, accounting, finance, stuff like that. But I really think home economics would have been a huge benefit, like domestic skills for guys and girls. These are just things that I think every functional adult should be equipped with. And then, like I said, accounting and finance, we did have that, but I don't know about other school systems. I know the other ones did lack that. And then programming of some sort. We know how big like the tech industry is, and that's where jobs are constantly being created. But one thing that I really would like to see implemented in the school systems, and I don't think that anyone does this particularly well, we didn't really have this, or we didn't, factually, even though I went through one of the best school systems in the area. So I would like to see scholastic exploration implemented, and my problem with this is we end up with students going to college and university, and they're spending tons and tons of money, and they're being undeclared. So the university has no incentive to avoid that, because as long as you're there and you're spending money, they're happy, which, okay, it's a business. They're getting money, you're getting an education. I understand that. But I feel like we should provide an arena with free of penalty, at least as much as possible, for the students to explore their interest in other career paths prior to them stepping into a phase where they have to commit fully to shelling out money for things like that. So it could look like maybe just like one period a day, exploring a major, exploring a career option, and getting more familiar with that. And then if you don't like it, you can change, but it's just for information purposes.